I first discovered SatAM about the same time everyone else did. Uh, I remember watching the previews on ABC on the, basically how they were previewing and talking about all the new cartoons and primetime shows that were coming. I was watching those in the month that led up to it, and I remember eventually I saw the 5 to 10 minute sneak peek, if you will, on ABC's TGIF special of the Saturday morning sneak preview. And I remember just watching those first 5 to 10 minutes of Sonic SatAM, and I was just like, wow, this is going to be something truly, truly amazing. I mean, to see that kind of a show coming out on Saturday mornings, it really, and based on a video game of all things, because, we've seen how video game cartoon adaptations have turned out. Some have turned out good, some have not. And to see that this one was coming, out and the way it looked, it just blew my mind. It just blew my mind. And I remember getting up early the next morning and watching the whole episode, which was entitled Supersonic. And I've said this many times in many videos. I've said this I've told many fans online through message boards, emails, and all that I have to give the writers of that episode credit, because they legitimately made me believe that the characters of Princess Sally Acorn and Bunny Rabbit were going to remain under Robotnik's control for at least the rest of the season. But as we found out, if you watch the episode, that wasn't the case. Sonic was able to free them. But yeah, when I first discovered it, like I said, it just really blew my mind at how well done it was. And I tried to watch, and here's the thing during the first season of the show, I tried to watch it as much as I could, but I couldn't. The problem was, my family, due to some personal reasons that I won't get into, we're moving back and forth, kind of. We had moved from the West Coast to the Midwest, so I was living in the Midwest when the show debuted. And again, due to personal issues, we moved back to the West Coast, and we ended up living with my grandparents. And so that kind of made it difficult on the West Coast, because there were times where SatAM would air 2 hours earlier because the ABC station that was located where I was, which is KGO, and I'm pretty sure this goes for all West Coast ABC stations, had to move it 2 hours, along with some other shows 2 hours earlier from the original time slots, because they had either college football games, planned to air or scheduled to air. They had PGA golf tournaments, maybe presidential addresses. Who knows? Maybe even NFL wildcard games. We don't know. But they had all this schedule at times during the fall. So during the fall season, which was like the inaugural season or the premiere season, it was kind of difficult for me to watch it. At the time, for myself to watch it. I mean, I tried everything, basically. I tried everything. I tried to get up early and watch the show, but I couldn't because basically my family and I were sharing like one room, like one bedroom was like our living room and our bedroom kind of deal. But again, I'm not going to go into any detail because that's personal. But basically, let's just say we shared one room. And anytime they came on early and I knew about it, I tried to watch it, but my family would tell me, turn it off, go back to bed. And then there were a couple times that, if I remember correctly, I snuck out of the room, went into the living room, tried to watch it there, or into the kitchen and tried to watch it, but my grandparents would catch me and tell me to go to bed. So it wasn't until, again, due to personal family issues, that I ended up moving back to Kansas, in the Midwest, I should say, which is where Kansas is, with my father. Only then was I able to catch up on Sonic SatAM. Only then was I able to catch up on the first season, In fact, I used some variety tape, some VHS tapes, which I called my variety tapes, and I recorded other animated shows on that I recorded SatAM's first season on. I even dedicated a whole tape to the new second season. But, you know, and speaking of the second season, I actually missed the first episode. I actually missed the season premiere episode of the second season, which was Game Guide, because I overslept. I only watched like the last 10-15 minutes of it. And I did record, though, the rest of the entire season. Most of the seasons, I should say. I recorded most of the seasons. With the exception that after I recorded the Void episode, my VCR just died out on me. And it took me years until finally I was able to get in contact with somebody who sent me a tape containing the final 4 episodes of Season 2, which were originally aired on ABC. And these were the ones originally aired on ABC. And then it took me like another couple of years until I got in contact with a friend of mine that I got to know through some various sources. And she was able to send me, I don't know how many VCD copies of both seasons, of both Season 1 and 2. And then, of course, finally I was able to, like everybody else, get the box set when it came out 2 years ago. So, for me, I kind of came full circle. You know, I discovered SatAM in the Midwest, and I was able to catch up on it when I went back to the Midwest. So I kind of came full circle. I was able to get a tape containing the final 4 episodes. I was able to get VCD copies from a friend, and of course buy the box set, well, you know, being back in the Midwest. So like I said, it kind of came full circle. But yeah, again, like I said at the start, you know, when I first discovered SatAM, I was living in the Midwest. So, you know, and to come full circle by going back to the Midwest and catching up on it, watching it, getting the VCDs and the DVD box set and the VHS tape with the final 4 episodes, you know, I guess kind of paid off in the end. I mean, who knew?
Hello, YouTube. This is James Sullivan, aka user Jaimetud. I'm participating here in the SatAM project being put up by Mr. B.F. Walmer, Brian Walmer, as you might know him. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about my memories regarding SatAM. I do have a couple of questions here that I need to answer. Okay. First, discovering SatAM. My first memory of finding out that there was going to be a TV show was actually in, let's see, it's been about 8 or 9. I was over at my grandparents' house watching some other show on Saturday morning, and there was an announcement that came on during the credits with Sonic's voice saying, "Oh, catch my new show," you know? And I thought, wow, this show is going to be awesome. It's Sonic the Hedgehog. And so after that, I spent quite a lot of time trying to spend nights over at my friends' houses because we didn't have cable. So that would probably be my earliest memory. Alright, that's me done for question 1.